You know that dream of retiring somewhere affordable where your savings actually mean something, where you're not choosing between groceries and medication? Well, 77.2% of homes in one major American city are actually affordable on the local median income. Yeah, you heard that right, and it has world-class hospitals ranked in the top tier nationally. Most retirement advice tells you to downsize, move to the middle of nowhere, or just accept that you'll be broke. But here's what they're not telling you. America's most affordable retirement towns aren't tiny rural outposts. They're often former economic powerhouses with incredible infrastructure, cultural institutions, and medical facilities that were built during their boom years. Now they're available at fraction of their original value. We're about to reveal 25 towns where home prices are so low, you'll think we made a mistake. But these aren't just cheap places to exist. These are cities where your social security check goes further, where state taxes don't eat your pension, and where you can actually enjoy retirement instead of just surviving it. From urban centers experiencing massive revivals to southern tax havens where you keep every penny of your retirement income. We've got the inside track on where smart retirees are heading in 2025. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, the city that built America's middle class, is now building its retirement class. With 77.2% of homes affordable on the area's median income, this isn't just the cheapest major city in America. It's a masterclass in timing the market. The bankruptcy of 2013 reset everything. While that sounds terrifying, it created something unprecedented. A major American city with world-class infrastructure at small-town prices. Median homes sit between $130,000 and $140,000. But here's the kicker. Michigan offers the homestead property tax credit for households under $69,700 in resources. Then there's HOPE, the homeowner's property exemption program that actually reduces your property tax based on income. And if you're behind on taxes, the pay-as-you-stay program helps you keep your home instead of losing it. The Henry Ford Museum, Belle Isle Park, the Detroit Opera House, these aren't tourist traps. They're your Tuesday afternoon. The city that gave us Motown, the Assembly Line, and the Underground Railroad hasn't forgotten how to create community. Despite being massive, locals describe it as having a community-centric atmosphere where newcomers actually feel welcomed. This is the city where French colonists started building in 1701, where the Underground Railroad saved thousands, where the future was invented, crashed, and is being invented again, and you can own a piece of it for less than a luxury car costs. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis pulled off something most cities can't, keeping costs rock bottom while maintaining nationally ranked healthcare. Barnes Jewish Hospital ranks #1 in Missouri. Missouri Baptist Medical Center sits at 4th in the state. For retirees, that's not just impressive, it's survival. The Missouri Association of Area Agencies on Aging runs a network here that reads like a retirement wish list. Home-delivered meals, transportation, health screenings, legal services, benefits counseling, in-home care. This isn't charity, it's infrastructure specifically designed to keep seniors independent and in their homes longer. Property taxes stay low. The overall cost of living stays lower. And unlike cities that achieve low cost by having nothing, St. Louis maintains its cultural institutions, its riverfront, its identity. The Gateway Arch isn't just a monument. It's a daily reminder that this city was built as a gateway to opportunity. Still is. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh discovered the retirement cheat code. Eliminate state taxes on retirement income entirely. Social Security, pensions, 401,000 withdrawals, and IRA distributions. Pennsylvania doesn't touch them. Zero. Nothing. That's thousands of dollars annually that stays in your pocket instead of going to the state. The median home price sits at $255,000, with living costs running 2% below the national average. But the real story is UPMC Presbyterian Shadyside, ranked #1 in the Pittsburgh region and #2 in Pennsylvania, with national rankings in 9 specialties, including geriatrics, neurology, and cancer care. The city transformed from steel to healthcare and technology without losing its identity. The job market stays strong, which means the city keeps investing in services and infrastructure. Your grandkids can actually find work here when they visit. That's not common in affordable retirement destinations. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland hits different numbers. 66.1% of homes are affordable on the median income, with prices between $127,000 and $139,000. Ohio's property tax rate runs 1.43%, higher than the national average, but the county-by-county variation means smart shoppers can minimize that burden. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sits here. So does the Cleveland Clinic, one of the best hospital systems in America. Lake Erie provides the waterfront without the ocean prices. The city that once rivaled Chicago for Midwest dominance now offers that same urban infrastructure at a fraction of the cost. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore. They call it Charm City, and at 64.4% home affordability on median income, the charm is financial. The Inner Harbor renovation transformed the waterfront into a dining and entertainment district that rivals anything on the East Coast. Maryland's tax structure isn't the friendliest, but Baltimore makes up for it with proximity to Washington, D.C.'s medical facilities and cultural attractions while maintaining its own identity and price point. Johns Hopkins is here. The National Aquarium is here. The neighborhoods that gave us Edgar Allan Poe and Babe Ruth are here, and they're affordable. Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati keeps it simple. $276,000 median home price, 3% below the national cost of living. No drama, no massive swings, just consistent affordability in a city that knows what it is. Sitting on the Ohio River, Cincinnati maintains its German heritage, its chilly tradition, and its suspicious resistance to change, which in retirement planning is actually a virtue. The city doesn't chase trends. It just maintains solid services, good hospitals, and neighborhoods where you can actually walk to things. Toledo, Ohio. Toledo's numbers are almost suspicious. The cost of living runs 3.5% below the national average, according to conservative estimates. One source claims it's actually 27.8% below. Even splitting the difference, we're talking about serious savings. Healthcare costs run slightly above the national average, but transportation costs run below. The city sits on Lake Erie's western tip, giving you Great Lakes access without Great Lakes prices. The Toledo Museum of Art has a collection that would cost $50 to see in New York. Here it's free. Flint, Michigan. Flint. Yes, that Flint, one of the absolute cheapest places to buy a house in America. The water crisis made headlines, but the water's been safe since 2017. What didn't make headlines? Michigan's 6% sales tax with no local additions. The HOPE program reduces property taxes based on your actual income and assets. The city that built Chevrolet and Buick still has the bones of an industrial powerhouse. The infrastructure exists, the buildings exist, the opportunities for someone willing to see past the headlines exist. This isn't for everyone, but for the right retiree, it's an unprecedented opportunity. Knoxville, Tennessee. Knoxville cracked the code. Tennessee charges 0 state tax on wages, 0 on Social Security, 0 on pensions, 0 on 401ks, 0 on IRAs. Then they dropped the cost of living 8% to 14% below the national average and added property tax relief for low-income seniors. The Great Smoky Mountains sit on your doorstep. AARP runs programs here covering everything from pickleball to financial planning. The Tennessee River runs through downtown. The university keeps the city young. Your retirement income goes untouched by the state, and the city actually has things to do with it. Home prices range from $392,000 to $400,000, higher than some on this list, but when you're keeping an extra $5,000 to $10,000 annually in tax savings, the math works differently. San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio plays the Texas game. No state income tax on anything, but property taxes that'll make you wince. The trick is understanding the trade-off. Living costs run 8 to 9% below the national average. Median homes range from $230,000 to $359,000. And Methodist healthcare system ranks number 1 in San Antonio, while Baptist health system ranks 15th in Texas. The Riverwalk isn't just for tourists. The missions aren't just history. The breakfast tacos aren't just food. They're a lifestyle. And with no state tax touching your retirement income, you can afford to live it. Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville breaks the Alabama stereotype. The cost of living runs 8% below the national average. The state fully exempts Social Security and all pensions from income tax. Property taxes are the second lowest in the nation, with additional homestead exemptions for seniors. The catch: sales tax hits 9.43%. But here's what that buys you. Huntsville Hospital ranks number 2 in Alabama with high-performing ratings in 12 categories. NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center is here. Defense contractors are here. This is Rocket Science Central, and somehow it's affordable. Mobile, Alabama. Mobile gives you Alabama's tax advantages. No tax on Social Security or pensions, minimal property tax, plus Gulf of Mexico access. Mobile Infirmary Medical Center ranks 3rd in the state. The city runs senior centers with activities, fitness classes, and meal programs. Mardi Gras started here, not in New Orleans. The USS Alabama sits in the Bay. The azaleas bloom like nowhere else. And you're not paying California prices for water views. Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville is the safe Florida bet. No state income tax means your pension, IRA, and Social Security stay untouched. Property taxes hover near the national average with additional homestead exemptions for those over 65. It's the largest city by area in the continental US, which means you get urban amenities with suburban spacing. The beaches are actually in the city limits. The St. Johns River provides inland water access. And you're still in Florida without the Miami prices. Hickory, North Carolina. Hickory's cost of living runs 6% below national average, with housing costs 13.7% less expensive. North Carolina offers tax exclusions for seniors over 65 making under $37,900. The furniture industry built this city, and the craftsmanship mentality remains. Fry Regional Medical Center and Catawba Valley Medical Center both rate as high performing. The city sits between Charlotte and Asheville, giving you access to both without paying for either. Median homes run $307,000 to $445,000, but the quality of life math includes 4 actual seasons and mountain access. Cedar Falls, Iowa. Cedar Falls dropped its cost of living 15% below the national average and added a kicker. Seniors over 65 get a $6,500 reduction in their home's taxable value. Median home price is $258,000. The unemployment rate stays consistently low. Property appreciates steadily, not wildly. The city runs intergenerational support groups for Alzheimer's and dementia caregivers. The community events calendar reads like small town America's greatest hits. This is nice in Iowa with financial benefits. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fort Wayne plays the long game. Median homes between $235,000 and $246,000 rise at what analysts call a sustainable pace. Translation: no bubbles, no crashes, just steady appreciation. Living costs run 4% to 9% below the national average. The city ranks 10th lowest in overall tax burden nationally. Parkview Regional Medical Center earned the America's 250 Best Hospitals Award. The city has multiple award-winning facilities. Some Medicare metrics score below national benchmarks, but the variety of options means you're not stuck with one system. Columbus, Ohio. Columbus keeps it straightforward, 5% below the national cost of living, 4% below on housing. As Ohio's capital, the city maintains services other affordable places cut. The Office on Aging runs programs specifically designed for seniors. Ohio State University drives research and medical advancement. The Short North Arts District rivals anything in larger cities. German Village maintains brick streets and authentic architecture. State government employment stabilizes the economy. Your retirement gets big city amenities at small city prices. Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines has 800 miles of trails. Read that again, 800 miles. The downtown farmers market ranks nationally. Broadlawns Medical Center offers specialty care typically found only in major metros. Senior living communities here include fitness programs, social activities, and transportation services as standard, not premium add-ons. The city proves that Iowa and boring aren't synonyms. Your retirement can include culture, cuisine, and community without crushing costs. Texarkana, Arkansas. Texarkana looks perfect on paper. $224,000 median home price. Housing costs 27% to 36.5% below the national average, and healthcare costs 16% lower. Arkansas doesn't tax Social Security. The city literally straddles two states, so you can pick your residency advantages. But here's the trap: 10.25% combined sales tax. Every grocery trip, every purchase, every restaurant meal gets hit. For retirees on fixed incomes who actually need to buy things, that low housing cost gets eaten by daily expenses. Some will find the trade-off worth it. Others will do the math and run. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Green Bay means Packers, but for retirees it means no state tax on Social Security and a $700 personal exemption at 65. Heritage Hill State Park and the Neville Public Museum provide culture. The city maintains senior facilities with independent living, assisted living, and memory care. Wisconsin winters are no joke, but the community that embraces outdoor football in January knows how to take care of its own. The cost is reasonable, the healthcare is solid, and you'll never... Tucson, Arizona. Tucson breaks the pattern. Median homes run $330,000 to $385,000, but Banner University Medical Center Tucson and TMC Healthcare Tucson both rate high performing in multiple specialties. Arizona doesn't tax Social Security. Property taxes stay reasonable. This is high desert retirement with world-class medical access. The higher housing cost is literally an investment in not dying. For retirees prioritizing healthcare access over initial savings, Tucson makes sense. The year-round sun doesn't hurt either. Mesa, Arizona. Mesa costs 9% above the national average, but look what that buys: senior centers with art classes, dance classes, educational sessions, and daily meals. Senior living communities with emergency alerts, housekeeping, and scheduled transportation as standard features. No state tax on Social Security. This isn't cheap retirement, it's valued retirement. The infrastructure exists, functions, and delivers. You pay more upfront, but save on the services that nickel and dime retirees elsewhere. Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston closes our list with a lesson. Sometimes paying more makes sense. Median homes run $356,000 to $410,000. But South Carolina doesn't tax Social Security, allows a $10,000 deduction on other retirement income for those over 65, maintains some of the lowest property taxes nationally, and adds a $50,000 homestead exemption. MUSC Health ranks number 1 in the state. Roper Hospital ranks 2nd. The coastal lifestyle, the food scene, the history. This is premium retirement that's still accessible. Not cheap, but valuable. One city didn't make our list, but teaches a crucial lesson. Lafayette, Colorado gets called budget-friendly for Colorado. Median home price, $827,000. Cost of living, 38% above the national average. Median rent, $3,048. This is what happens when you compare local to local instead of local to national. Affordable for the area means nothing if the area is unaffordable. Always check the actual numbers, not the relative descriptions. These 25 cities prove something important. Affordable retirement doesn't mean compromised retirement. Detroit offers world-class museums at bankruptcy prices. Pittsburgh eliminates taxes while maintaining top-tier hospitals. Knoxville combines mountain access with zero income tax. Each city made different trade-offs, but they all understood one thing: retirees need more than just cheap housing. The choice is yours. The window is open. The only question left is whether you'll take the chance while it's still there.